yesterday, I clicked on a video from Hans on YouTube, and in that video, he said, sometimes I reread emails from years ago just to remind myself who the fuck I am. And I said, brother, ain't that a word? Ain't that a word? And if you see my last video where I talked about letters to self, I really do think that we are our biggest encouragers because we know ourselves best and we know we need to hear. I need to do better at that. But I do feel like hearing something from yourself at a different point in time where you're encouraging your present self, that's the best encouragement to ever get because it's you to you. Like, I know exactly what I need to hear. So it's like it's going to be made just for me. That made me want to go into my archives and see, basically just remind myself who the fuck I am. I truly don't believe that like we're ever finding ourselves, like ourselves are gone, like we're ever finding balance. I don't think that balance is something to be found. It's not, or something that we've never felt before. I think balance is us by nature. So it's never like finding balance, but returning back to balance again with who we are ourselves. Like it's never I'm trying to find myself, just returning back to who I am. But I'm in the stage of returning back to who I am, like returning back to my inner self, loving myself, choosing myself first, prioritizing myself, and understanding who I am, like on a deeper level, not just the things that I like to do, not just what other people notice of me, and I also agree, but understanding myself on a different level. So a lot of my archives aren't emails because, like, babe, I'm 21. Ain't nobody sending emails like that. I hate checking emails. But obviously, you know, being a content creator, since I've ever had a recording device, it was going to be videos. Yeah, I've been recording videos since forever, since I've had an iPad. So the first videos I went back to is me circa 2014 when I was in private school. And those are videos of me just turn it up to Fetty Wap, because literally that was my guy. I remember being 14, a freshman in high school, and just kind of so happy. Like, I just remember being so joyous. I went to school that was outside of my state. Like, I have this love for going places that aren't my hometown because I just feel like I'll get to experience more and see so many different people, which is ironic, actually. Like, I love commuting. Like, I love waking up at 5 a.m. to go to school because I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to school. It was always just so fun for me. But I really remember being on the bus wilding. Because, like, I was just having fun. And I also remember that point in my life of just not giving a fuck about how anybody saw me or how anyone, I didn't care. I did not care about how people saw me. Like, was my self-esteem high? I don't really think so. Did I have, like, a lot of confidence? No, I didn't. But I just was myself because I didn't know how to pretend, to be honest. Like, I think that was the thing. Like, I didn't have, like, where some people watch other people on TV, like, I want to be them. I don't know, man. I just didn't have that. I didn't know how to pretend. I didn't know what they even looked like. I was definitely unconventional from, I feel like, other girls at that time that were doing makeup and their hair. I just didn't care. I don't know, like, I was like, bro, I just want to vibe. Like, boys weren't really a thing for me. I didn't care. Like, I always got good grades. School wasn't that hard, really, in that aspect. I just wanted to vibe, and every day was a vibe. And I just remember, like, doing things like getting in a dance battle with the coolest kid in the school. Like, was I a cool kid? No, but I'm just like, bro, but do you want a dance battle, though? Like, because we can really set this up. Then he want to go ahead and break his leg in a football game. Okay. But things like that. One time, I still do this to this day, where I take photos of people unsolicited. But I used to do that a lot back in my day, man. I've gotten better. But one time, I took a photo of this kid, right? And, like, I guess, like, I don't even know. I think I sent it in the group chat. And the guy was sitting behind one of my friends in a class while she was looking at the group chat. He said he wanted to spit on me. I was just like, bro. It was funny, though. Like, it's just stuff like that. Like, he never spat on me. Like, that was actually nothing about it. I was like, yo, that's foul. When I think back to 14-year-old Sabrina, 14-year-old Sabrina was so free-spirited. Just so carefree. And was always herself. And didn't care how people saw her. Because she knew that one thing that she could do, was make people smile and laugh. That was something I always could do just by being myself. And it's such a joy because, like, who doesn't want to smile and laugh? Who doesn't want to have fun? And that was just me. Like, I really just remember vibing, where, like, life was just jokes. I didn't care if I was too loud. I didn't care if people thought I couldn't rap well. I was gonna do it anyway, and I was gonna make people listen to me, and I was gonna gas myself the fuck up, because who the fuck is gonna say shit else? And it's like, okay, dance battle then, right now. And just remembering that that's who I am. That is me. That wasn't a made-up personality. That is me, and returning back to self. And it was just so nice to, like, watch me in those years, because one thing that I've been told a lot, actually not even told a lot, just told by the people that matter most to me, is that I'm too much. I just do too much. I just am too much. And child, I don't know what that means, but it made me feel like whomever I was, even though that was myself, it was just like I had to dwindle it down. I had to dial it back. Why? I don't know, really. Like, I'm fun. Like, and it's not even in the maturing sense. Well, maybe it is. I think those are those two parts where it comes to maturing, actually maturing, knowing that there's a place and a time, being respectful of others, understanding boundaries. But then also just as a person and a characteristic of just, like, you're just too much, you know? I feel like my too muchness is a part of my personality. And it's like taking that back. Taking back me being too much. Understanding who I am and, like, learning that part. Instead of just, like, being like, I don't need to scream in public anymore. Still gonna do it. And then the second thing that I had watched was the video of my commencement ceremony when I graduated with my associate's degree. I just want to flex on y'all just really quickly. I wrote that speech in 20 minutes, give or take. I was like, oh, mass email, someone who wants to do the commencement speech. I said, okay. I wrote that bitch in 20 minutes right before I had to go present it to a little group of people. I was in a competition, or, like, you know, in a standing with 14 other people. Child, of course they chose mine, and I knew that they was going to choose mine, because, like, I am, look at that butterfly, I'm that girl, purr. Like, you was gonna tell me anything different? Like, it was, like, no thought in my mind. I was like, I'm going to give the speech. Anyways, I gave a great speech. Being said that I wrote that speech in 20 minutes, I knew that everything I said in that speech was something that was in my heart. Like, not something that I heard from someone else, or, like, not something that I got from, you know, a TV show, or from Wikipedia, or from Google, or the internet. I knew that whatever I said it because I believed it. In that speech, I said the words, not knowing where you might end up is okay. Because in not knowing where you might end up encourages us to try and be our best. We change paths and we find what we're in love with. It's that part that should be enjoyed. It's that part that's worth it. Because our passions are what drive us. Our passions get us to where we're supposed to be. That's what I said in that speech. I said that from my heart. Mind you, at that time, I was 18. Like, I was 18 in 2018. Like, I just feel like learning about, or just, like, you know, that concept of spirituality, I wasn't really into that social media wise, or for whatever it is now in the social media age. But it's like, that's what I said. And I'll talk to y'all more later about, like, my journey with, like, school, and how that played out for me, and how I went from being an accountant major to a filmographer or whatever. It's not whatever, it's my dream. It's really astonishing to me, because, like, this wasn't at a time when spirituality was hip. It was at a time where I was tapped into myself, and the message within me was enjoy that shit. Not knowing where you're gonna end up is okay. That's the point. Oh, bro, that's crazy. I'm really astonished at just how, like, that was me, bro. Divine. Divine. Must I say anything else? I'm reminded of who I am. And I'm spending time with returning back to self, learning who I am, reminding myself who I am. If there's one thing I gotta say for y'all, if y'all haven't enjoyed, if y'all is not already entertained, I encourage y'all to do this for yourselves too. Maybe your past self wasn't that great. Maybe there's healing that needs to be done. But I feel like still reminding yourself who you are. You might not have always made the right decisions. You might not have always made the best choices. Okay? And if you wasn't the best person, again, child, if you was out there terrorizing people and being petty, alchemize that energy. Alchemize how much you put into being petty. Alchemize how much you put into terrorizing people on the internet that you did not know. Okay? Maybe that's a spirit of, it's a hard spirit to identify. But maybe that's a spirit or a characteristic of wanting people to be better. You have to terrorize people on the internet because they just didn't know, and you knew, so you have to make people better. Alchemize that shit. Don't terrorize people. Help them be better. That's the word.